Good day, YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's video on YouTube. I actually kind of feel much better now after the initial destruction of the shovel, which is, of course, Mr. Shovel. But anyways, we're going to be taking a look at various different things of light. So the first one we're going to look at is the nasturtiums. Obviously, the nasturtiums have been straightforward growing very well. And I'm just going to straightforward pick out and pluck out a bit of seeds, because I would highly suspect, that the seeds are straightforward looking very big and fertile. I should be wearing gloves for that, but you can just do it whatever you want. So I'm just plucking out some very nice fresh looking seeds that are just derived from like already blossomed flowers. As you can see, pluck them up, as you say. Pluck them up. Oh my goodness me, look at that. There's a lot of nasturtium seeds around here. Obviously, we had a massive bumper nasturtium crop so far. There's been lots and lots of flowers. That's why I'm starting to see huge clumps of nasturtium seeds. I would highly suspect, I have to do this all day for a long period of time. I would highly suspect you have to put them in a cool, dry place for them to actually be ready for the next year and stuff. You don't have to do it all, you can just straightforward pluck as much as you want. And as rare as this sounds, is that a buff-tailed bumblebee that has decided to penetrate on one of my flowers here. Nice, as you can see, there's a bit of pollinating action around here. Can you see it? There's a bit of pollinating going on here. I think with bees, they always seem to do a bit of a buzz pollination thingy. Looks like it's going to the other flower. Very nice. If you ever see a bumblebee that's on the ground and is quite languid, go ahead and grab some milk or sugar. I would say milk and water. That would be very much refreshing for a bumblebee to fly properly. And it's doing all of its hard work. It is straightforward, a little bit languid from the cold weather, obviously. Okay, you can see it's buzzing around from one part of the flower to another. I'd probably suspect that the Carder bee colony has been straightforward wiped out. I'm going to put some of my seeds into the shade, obviously. As you can see, Mr. Shovel is dead, but we won't go back into that story anymore, because obviously, hey, we've all learned things, don't we? There's more nasturtium seeds that have never been dried up. I shall straightforward harvest some more from the time being when I come back here. But anyways, with the shovel being dead, let's take a look. Oh, there's a truck horn. Let's take a look at some of the stuff that I'm about to straightforward view outside here. So we've got some sunflower seedlings and a tomato seedling as well. In fact, we're actually starting to see some big tomato plants like this one here. Unfortunately, this one here has decided to topple like that. And that's because I don't have enough, and the crows are squawking outside here, eh? You can see one of them flying off. And there's another one. Obviously, I think there's a bit of dominant action here from one of the crows here. Do you think crows often have alphas and omegas? A little bit like wolves. That's what I'm probably guessing. But anyways, let's turn back to what we've seen so far. Yes, this tomato plant is probably suffering from some sort of disease, which I'm not quite totally sure about, that's killing it. And then there's more. I don't know what's going on around here. And I just saw some sort of moth or butterfly that's flying around it. I wonder what's going on here. Oh, wow. Just amazing. Oh, I think that's a moth. Okay. I think I just saw it fluttering about. Okay, so as I'm just straightforward... Whoops, I think I've just broke my plant pot. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to crush this thing. Sorry about that. I just straightforward crushed my plant pot. I think that can go straight in the bin. Anyways, we'll be straightforward looking at all the other plants. So we've got a tomato plant bunch. They haven't been growing relatively well, and there's a wasp right in front of me. Obviously, it's not straightforward aggressive, but it is straightforward foraging around for some pollination activities and whatnot. There's a lot of flowers right here, mainly zinnia, obviously. We've got another zinnia seedling, but that one hasn't been doing so much flowering so far. And if we track across, we've got more sunflower seedlings, more nasturtiums, and of course, yes, we did speak about the fact that nasturtiums are climbing plants. And as you can see, hey, look how they just grow rapidly massive. You know, this massive growth is just inexplicably massive, I have to say, hey. You know, it's ballistic. I have to say the nasturtiums, man, I can't believe this. Like, as I said earlier on before, the nasturtiums have absolutely gone ballistic. Yes, you'll find that nasturtiums are very much climbing plants, a little bit like a weed, but hey, don't tell anyone because look how they just straightforward crawl out. Once, your first initial grow has been quite successful, then they just start to explode out of control. Just amazing somehow, and you can start to see why I'm starting to see lots and lots of nasturtium leaves. Highly edible, and they're highly amazing to just straightforward plants. There's also this big sunflower here, which I believe will straightforward start to flower later on in this year. And I'll also start to see more sunflower seedlings. There's a nasty spiky plant here I have to get rid of. And there's a carder bee which is doing its good work. It's just straightforward hovering and flying about, buzzing around for some flower pollination activity thingies. And apart from the bumblebees, I'm also starting to see more zinnias. Okay, so we've got a nice little peachy looking zinnia flower here, which is nice to see. And then we've also got a big pink zinnia flower thing. As you can see, it's so nice to see this huge diversity of plants that are straightforward all over across this backyard garden. It's one of these things where, once you start growing and then as summer progresses, then things start to become almost out of control when you start to see a very huge swathe of nasturtiums here, alongside with cosmos and some zinnias. It's just amazing how this massive garden, this garden just transforms into a very big oasis. Well, not just an oasis, but a very fertile looking backyard garden. It's just amazing. And right over here, I can also start to see some more seeds. I highly suspect that if the seeds do get relatively big, then you can just straightforward harvest them. And the bees are straightforward relatively still active at this time, even though it's still coming up close towards winter. As we have just straightforward ended up towards, as summer's gone, we're heading up towards autumn and winter, which is of course the season I'm about to straightforward hibernate of all things. Just kidding, I won't. I'll just pluck some more. Okay, there's more here, and there's there. I feel like I'm getting so much of it, aren't I? And there's some more of those there. Oh man, I tell you what, these things have been growing everywhere. They are, how do you say it, highly prolific and hugely successful. Oh man, look at this. Everywhere, I'm just getting so much of these, and I tell you what, it's been a bumper season for so many nasturtium flowers and seeds, and it's just wonderful to see why. Seed why? Obviously, I don't know why am I doing those very weird puns there. We've got some white flowers. We've also got a pink flower and some of those thistle dandelion things. A yellow nasturtium, which is also looking good, but it almost looks like it's growing out of control. I think that flower, I think it's growing pretty much out of control. It looks like it's drooping. I don't know what to really say, hey? We had a lot of rain yesterday. We also have more zinnias right here, okay? Lots and lots of big zinnia flowers, especially the pink one right there. Beautiful looking flowers. I could have just grown them from like last year. That would have been highly successful, hey? And then we've also got some garden bird food as well. Now, it looks like the garden birds have decided to just straightforward nick off a lot of bird food. I don't know if it's either the squirrels or is it the birds that have done it. I have to say my backyard garden is looking very, very bustling. And the best part for me is that when it's nice and dry and sunny, it's best to put the bird food out so that the seeds don't contaminate with the water that the rain produces. And as you can see, we had lots and lots of rain. We also had a massive hot, dry summer. In fact, we had a massive drought during 2025, which has been one of the most peculiar aspects about today. Obviously, there's more flowers here of some sort. Is that mint? I can't really tell. And obviously, that is a bumblebee. Is it a carder bumblebee? It's just buzzing around, looking for some flowers. Look at that. Just wonderful somehow seeing it. Yes, we've got big zinnias, of course. We've got red ones and pink ones. Just a very nice selective mix of zinnia flowers. Don't get too straightforward crash on about how everything is going to be like in the backyard garden, because not everything is all going to be completely and utterly successful. Like those cosmoses here, like this giant shrubbery right here, is straightforward, almost like an infertile cosmos bush. But there's a flower bud that's starting to pop out, and we've also got another flower bud that's also popping out. Like, we can start to see what's there as well too, and there's a seagull up behind me. Straightforward, it was squawking out of nowhere. And, hang on, I can just hear something. Oh, okay, that's just a plane. I thought it was the church from the background. But anyways, we've also got more cosmos plants. I can hardly start to see why this place has been bustling so far, and I can really see why. There's some beautiful sunflower seedlings right here, but that one there is straightforward growing. It's not doing that much. I did see a very teeny tiny small sunflower. Yeah, they're not that highly successful. You really need to use like wigwams and other supports and cable ties to, like, you know, support plants and stuff like that too. I'm just going to straightforward trek across. Obviously, we've got wild cabbage flowers right here, and also some of these plant pots that used to have onions, which is a little bit disappointing because I didn't harvest them, and I think the harvesting, the harvesting result was relatively bad, and there's a magpie flying around. Just don't let them swoop around towards me, eh? And we've got a butterfly as well too. Nice to see a bit of butterfly action as well. But anyways, I'm just going to pick off a few seeds. I highly suspect, hey, that there's been a huge clump of them, and there was a wood louse that was just straightforward perching on them. Yeah, there's actually so much nasturtium seeds. I could tell you what, I mean, how many am I getting? It feels like hundreds, if not thousands, of these flowers. Just a wonderful sight in the backyard garden. I have to turn the brightness up. Seems like it's always changing me up. Oh well, I should probably find a very good cool dry spot for them to dry up, so that they can be grown for next year. That would be fantastic, wouldn't it? If not, I can just go ahead and buy some more nasturtium seeds and grow some more. Oh yeah, very hyper prolific, those flowers. Very, very awesome. So there you go. That is actually about it in my backyard garden that I've just grown so far. And the amount of nasturtium seeds that I'm starting to see derived from all of those flowers here just sort of says to me, hey, what an amazing, lush, fertile, and very vibrant backyard garden. In fact, thanks to the amount of hard work that I've done throughout this very turbulent summer, which has been straightforward hot and dry. And as you can see, the weather outside, it's not looking too hot, but it does look nice and sunny at the same time. It's looking very dry and very bright, obviously. Nevertheless, it is quite a wonderful backyard garden. And the one thing that also made me hyper appreciate it is those giant clumps of nasturtium leaves. They are humongous. And I can tell you what, these are just, oh, man. I mean, when I look at this, my whole backyard garden is just rich with versatility and fertility involved. There is quite a lot of it, I have to say, hey. I can see a bit of garden bird activity, but a bit of butterfly activity here as well. So it's wonderful to see, and I can hear a beautiful little robin just chirping away. Just nice to hear, isn't it? Anyways, I'm going to straightforward end this whole video here. I'm going to straightforward go ahead and do some more stuff. And I'm actually hearing the sounds of a robin. Oh wait. Hang on. Where's the robin? Can I just straightforward turn the brightness a bit up? I'm actually quite curious. I just saw a robin that's actually right in front of me. Oh, it looks like he's gone. I just saw a bit of movement. Oh, well. Anyways, I'm going to straightforward leave this video right here. If you really enjoyed in this very straightforward garden tour around, didn't show you that much because of the blackberry shrubs that haven't been trimmed from here. Yeah, that arch of blackberry, it needs to be trimmed because there's a lot of like spots and stuff, which makes it hyper dangerous and fairly unsafe. But anyways, that is about it for today. If you really enjoyed in this pretty interesting video of mine about my backyard garden, please give this video a very good like. Actually, this. Subscribe more for that videos in the future. And if you want to see more gardening videos like this, please do look out for more in the near future. As always, thanks so much for watching, and bye for now. Well, I'm sure I can be able to get a new shovel. I'm sure about it these days. I'm pretty sure about it.